WWE wrestlers are professionals, but even they make mistakes from time to time, and often they're pretty funny, like what happened to Braun Strowman. One of the best returns of 2022 was the Monster Among Men. Strowman left a path of destruction upon returning to WWE, but he didn't exactly get started on the right foot. Braun charged up the Strowman Express, but the train ended up derailing when the big man tripped and fell to the ground. Strowman recovered quickly, and it all ended fine, but it was funny to see this big monster slip up during his WWE comeback. However, Strowman's blooper was way less embarrassing compared to Kofi Kingston's. Kofi is the master of coming up with creative ways to avoid elimination in the Royal Rumble. However, he started to have some mishaps, like when he slipped and smashed his ribs into the ring post at the 2017 Royal Rumble, or the botched save with Xavier Woods in the 2019 match. At least Kofi avoided elimination in both of those incidents, but not so much in the 2022 Royal Rumble. Kingston came in like a house of fire, but got shoved off the top rope by Kevin Owens. Kofi was supposed to avoid elimination by grabbing the barricade, but unfortunately, both of Kofi's feet hit the floor. WWE had no choice but to go off script, and thus Kingston was eliminated in 21 seconds. After losing a fatal 5-way match the previous week, Sami Zayn met with Roman and the Usos to redeem himself. Reigns told Zayn he would need to occupy Drew McIntyre and get inside the Scottish Warrior's head. Sami then went on to describe exactly how he would do that.
Yes, I get in people's head. I make myself comfortable in there. I'm doing a little dance. You can't.
That's the dance you do?
I'm in his head doing the dance. Yeah, right?
I don't know if Sami Zayn's dance got in Drew McIntyre's head, but it certainly got into Roman's and the Usos, causing them to laugh and break character. This wasn't the last time Sami did this either. About a month later, the entire bloodline all came out to the ring. Jey Uso began to lash out at Sami Zayn, leading to a tense stare down between Roman and one half of the unified tag team champions. Sami managed to defuse the situation, but did his job a bit too well.
Lately, he just hasn't been very Usi.
An Usi chant immediately started coming from the crowd, and it took over 40 seconds before Roman was able to get his composure back. Stone Cold Steve Austin returning for one more match on the first night of WrestleMania 38 was awesome. He had a fun fight with Kevin Owens, but what happened to Austin the next night was fun for a different reason. After Austin Theory's match with Pat McAfee, the chairman of WWE, Vince McMahon, decided he wanted a shot. With a lot of help from Theory, McMahon won and added a new WrestleMania moment to his career. Unfortunately for Mr. McMahon, his moment didn't end there. Vince's old rival, Stone Cold Steve Austin, came storming out and unleashed a can of you-know-what on Austin Theory. Of course, Austin wasn't leaving the ring without giving McMahon a stunner, but Vince, for whatever reason, stumbled around the ring, leading to a very awkward Stone Cold Stunner. I guess some things just never change. Also, it was funny to see Vince McMahon get freaked out when he heard Theory's music hit. In January 2022, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Chad Gable and Otis, faced Randy Orton and Matt Riddle in what was called the Alpha Academy Academic Challenge. If RK Bro won, they would get a championship rematch against Gable and Otis. The first part of the challenge was a spelling bee, and Otis started it off. The big man, I always kind of liked the 24/7 championship, but even I will say that it outstayed its welcome. Thankfully, WWE finally decided to retire the belt, but it led to a hilarious blooper. On Raw in November 2022, Nikki Cross took on Dana Brooke with the 24/7 championship on the line. Cross won the match and the belt after about a 2-minute fight. Shortly after that, this happened. Cross tried to throw the 24/7 title in the trash, but missed. There's something kind of poetic about this being the final image of that championship. WWE might be a multi-billion-dollar company, but its prop department needs an increased budget. Why do I say that? Well, let's look at the main event of the July 8th, 2022 SmackDown. Drew McIntyre faced Butch with Sheamus and Rich Holland at ringside. Despite the odds, McIntyre won the match. Sheamus, though, tried to get a piece of the Scottish Warrior, leading to Drew taking a swing and cutting the top rope in half. It turns out WWE's ropes put up quite the fight because Drew's sword, Angela, bent. Ironically, this isn't the first time Drew has had a weapons malfunction.
Challenge! Oh, here's Angela! He will have an opportunity to challenge!
McIntyre wasn't the only one who experienced a prop malfunction in 2022. On NXT, Roxanne Perez took on the women's champion, Mandy Rose. It looked like Roxanne had Rose defeated, but an attack from behind by Perez's tag team partner, Cora Jade, prevented that from happening. Jade didn't stop there and went to smack her former friend with a skateboard, but the board broke in half before it touched Roxanne. It sort of took away from the evil heel turn, but it was kind of funny to see. Speaking of NXT, during the March 8th, 2022 episode of the show, Braun Breaker, Tommaso Ciampa, and Dolph Ziggler fought it out in a triple threat match. During the physical battle, Ciampa lifted Ziggler up on his shoulders. Braun was supposed to break it up, but completely biffed it and missed his target. Thankfully, it was only a small mistake, and the match continued as planned. Still, it was a pretty funny moment seeing Breaker miss like that. So much happened in WWE in 2022, and you can see the best and worst of the year by hitting the playlist on screen.